Hi everybody, how are you today? It's a beautiful day outside again. A little bit cool, but still nice and sunshiny. So that means autumn is still here and all the leaves are changing colors still. And I have a little friend who's very hard at work in the autumn as he's getting ready to hibernate for winter and go to sleep through the winter or at least have some food for the winter. Who knows who this little guy is? Peekaboo! Who's that? Do you know? Did you say a squirrel? Very good. This is a squirrel. And a squirrel has, what's that? One eye and two eyes and a little snuffly nose and two ears. One, two. And he has the best thing for a squirrel. All of them have a big bushy tail. And I have a song to sing with you today about our squirrel, because they really like eating nuts and they like to gather their nuts and then hide them in the garden. And I have lots of squirrels coming in my garden and digging in there and hiding his nuts or looking for them again. Are you going to help me with the song, Squirrel? Okay. Brown squirrel, shake your bushy tail. Brown squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Put a nut between your toes, wrinkle up your little nose. Brown squirrel, shake your bushy tail. Can you sing it with me? Brown squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Brown squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Put a nut between your toes, wrinkle up your little nose. Brown squirrel, swish your bushy tail. So this is a brown squirrel, but you'll see many different squirrels outside. Can you tell me what color squirrels you may see? A brown one. And sometimes you may see a gray squirrel. And sometimes you may see a red squirrel too. These all live in our gardens and in our parks, and every day and every night they are collecting nuts to put away for the winter so they have food for the winter. Otherwise, they'll go very hungry. We don't want that. And sometimes Vicky puts out some peanuts for the blue jay and for the squirrels. And sometimes they come to my garden and they dig in my pots and I don't want them to. They make a big mess, but they're just looking for food. So this is my squirrel, and today I have a game to play, which is helpful with mummies too. So mummies and daddies, you can watch with your children and maybe you can play this game at home too. This will help your children learning how to count, practice how to count, and we're going to use this. If you have one at home, we're going to use this. And we're going to pick up our nuts with this. And then we're going to put them into a container. So here we have a container that Vicky used. I had some potato salad in there and I cleaned it out and I keep it. And then I cut out a picture of a squirrel. You can just do the shape or you can just put a piece of paper with a number 1 and a big dot that also says number 1. And then if you don't have these containers, you could always use tins and do the same thing. Put a squirrel shape or just a piece of paper that says number 1. And this can be for the squirrel to collect his nuts in. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these. I had more over the years, but I think some of them are broken. So today I'm just going to use 4 and show you how you can play with your children and how you can help them learn their math skills and learn how to count. Here we go. You can put them on a table. You can put them on the floor. So here, Squirrel, you can sit here, and I'm going to turn the computer around to this way so you can all see. Okay, so here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have lots of nuts here on the table. These are chestnuts, but you can use walnuts, you can use peanuts in the shell. If you're allergic to nuts and you can't use these, you can always take a piece of tissue and roll it in a ball. See, napkin, roll it in a ball, and it's the same shape, and you can use that. So let's leave that one in there to show you how to do it. You don't need a lot of things for this activity, but you do need some tongs. I have these nice pink ones which are plasticky on the end, but if you have metal tongs, they'll work too. This helps your children with their fingers, and it's hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, we call it. So ask your children to find number 1. Where's number 1? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Yes. So we're going to ask the child or your son or your daughter to take the tongs and pick them up and give them a squeeze. Practice how to use them. This is called the pincher grasp because you're using your thumb and their finger, and it's a very good skill to learn. So we're going to take our tongs and pick up 1 nut. And then we're going to go over to the squirrel with the number 1. And we're going to put it in there. Number 1. And then you're going to ask the children to find the number 2. Where's number 2? Right here. So they're going to pick up 1, drop it in, 2, drop it in. And so on it goes until you get to number 4. 1, 2, we'll use this one, 3, 4. And if you have 10, you can teach them up to the number 10. You can carry on by asking them to add, let's see, take these away and put this here. Ask them to add number 2 and number 3 together and what they will get. So let's try that. We've got 2 in here already, and ask the children to put 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, ask the children how many is 2 plus 3. We move these out of the way, and little squirrel can come here and help. And I'm going to use another container to put them inside. You can ask your children to use the tongs, take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. And that's how we're going to teach our children how to count. And we'll have fun. I hope you have fun. And I hope you try some of these activities. It will help your children, especially some of those children who are online class. If you're in online class, it will really help your children learn how to count, and it will help your children with their fine muscles, which is what we call our fingers and doing all these movements. All right, my friends, from me and Brown Squirrel, bye.